Is it something Dale can help with?
No, we're connected to that.
Okay.
All right, cool, man. I mean, are you guys
Okay. Okay, folks, let's begin. Good afternoon. My name is Mark Techmeyer. I'm the Director of Public Affairs for the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, and I appreciate you guys being out here again for our second press conference of the day. I want to start off by introducing Jeremy Fleming, who is the Community Relations Manager for Jefferson County.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, everyone, for being here and helping us get the word out to our community. I wanted to start off by first thanking all the firefighters out there. They're out here in 95 to 100 degree temperatures and just working really hard. Behind the scenes, I want to thank a lot of people at the Emergency Operations Center throughout the county that are just coordinating really well to help in this effort. I also want to give a shout out to the Jefferson County community for just the selflessness and people really wanting to help. We're receiving hundreds of donation form submissions, people wanting to just help in any way they can. So I just want to thank them for that. And I also want to mention that there's been so many submissions that if you haven't heard back, it's not because we're ignoring your submission, it's because there's been so many that we're trying to prioritize those based on the needs at that time. And then quickly, if anyone's been evacuated and they haven't been to the evacuation center at Dakota Ridge, we encourage you to go there. That's really the central hub for evacuation information. There's tons of resources and information available to you, so please do that. It's at Dakota Ridge High School. And the last update is just our website has a ton of resources on it, from donation information to the fire perimeter, to you name it, there's tons of information on there. Anything wildfire related to this quarry fire, you'll find at www.jeffco.us, and there's an alert bar at the top for quarry fire, so you'll find everything there. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. A couple of things I want to touch on first before I have some other news. One is that we are at 472 acres, and we're excited to announce that we are at 20% containment. So that's a big step up from where we've been and doubled from this morning. So that's good news, but I've got some really good news. We have two neighborhoods that have been evacuated that at 5 o'clock today, we're going to move to pre-evacuated status and allow those citizens to return to their homes tonight. So that is Deer Creek Mesa and Cooster. Those two neighborhoods will be able to get back in after 5 o'clock tonight, but here's the boundaries of this. The badging process that started at Dakota Ridge High School today to get back in, we started doing this in the anticipation of hoping to do this soon. You have to have the badge that was issued today. If you did not get your badge today, it was open from 10 to 3 and it's tomorrow from 10 to 3. We are extending it tonight, reopening it from 5 to 8 for those two neighborhoods. For Cooster and Deer Creek Mesa, you'll need to have your badge to get through the closing point at whatever the closure is to get into your neighborhood. I'm not hearing a single excited yay. That's progress, right? So we still have three. But we're working on those. And there's reasons for the ones we picked. Deer Creek Mesa is close to the east side of that fire. Not, we said a quarter mile from the closest burning, but it's closer than some of the other subdivisions. But there's two reasons. One is that line that they built on that east side, and where the fire is burned, we have really good confidence in that line, and the fire is moving away from that one. So that one made sense. And Cooster is the furthest away down here on the south end. and we don't have any concerns of it reaching that level. So we're trying to make progress, and it's a big step in the right direction today. So it's just really important everybody understand, you've got to have the badge. You can't show up at the gate with your driver's license and say, I live here, here's my address. And there's several reasons for that. We are still controlling who's coming and going. So even though we're lifting a pre-evac, we're going to hold those road closures to those two communities for at least a couple of days, if not more. We want to make sure that it's just the residents going back in there. And you got to be prepared. It's not wide open. You're going from evac to pre-evac, so you're still in the status. And if something went wildly wrong with this fire that we don't anticipate, but anything can happen. We see how the wind has picked up here dramatically in the past 30 minutes. You got to be prepared to go back into evac status and leave. But we feel confident of the move we're making. We don't think it'll come to that, but don't wash your hands and say we're done. Be prepared in case this thing continues to go. I want to also say you're going to see some smoke, and you're going to see a lot of smoke tomorrow. That west north area we've been talking about that is too steep for boots to get in, we're going to have to do some burning in that area, and we're going to do it tomorrow. So you're going to see smoke, but know that we know what we've got there, and we are in control of that. When you go back in, not just the active burning we're going to be doing tomorrow, but the areas that have already burned and have been extinguished, etc., you're going to see smoke coming out of the ground. You're going to have fire engines and fire personnel in your entire community in Deer Creek for at least a couple of weeks. And that's even after everybody comes in, because we're going to be monitoring this thing very closely. Outside of that, we've talked about rattlesnakes, we've talked about bear, and we have mountain lions stalking our firefighters, but that's where we live, right? So it's kind of interesting and fun. So one last thing said this morning, I'll repeat it. We have an active investigation going on the cause of this fire. We need tips. Anything that anyone might have seen and that you think was not even important at all, rethink it. And if you want to submit it, you can do so anonymously. It's 303 271 5612. Okay, open for questions.
Mark, can you tell us if anyone is being questioned in connection with this fire in the investigative process?
I can't. I can't talk about anything about where we're at with that process, the investigation, except for the fact that we are using all resources available to us, and we have a lot of investigators involved. We have a canine arson dog that is helping us from the state. So a lot going on, but I have a gag order on any other things involving the investigation right now.
And a follow-up question. Can you talk more about the logistics in terms of what's being done this afternoon to contain the fire to the area that it is in now?
Yeah, what we've been doing really is what we've been doing for the past several days. We've made a lot of progress, folks. That east side fire line is in great shape. That south side that you've heard me talk about, where we dug hand line, or the firefighters rather dug hand line from the east side to the west, and then the bulldozer came in and met them in the middle. They did a bunch of mop up in there today. That line is good. And we've talked about Deer Creek Canyon Road. That line is good. A lot of cleanup, a lot of mop up going on. We're still having some things flare up. We had some things flare up last night in that area that we're going to burn intentionally tomorrow. So we're getting to the point where we're not running from the fire, but we're taking control of the fire. Sorry. Silence my phone, but it says no, I'm going to ring. What else, folks?
I noticed the badges were different colors.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for bringing that out. It's not just the neighborhoods like Deer Creek, Mesa, and Cooster. We've put them in zones, and each zone has a different color badge. So Deer Creek Mesa has a white badge, and light blue for Cooster. So if you went and got your badge already and you're in those neighborhoods, you know that. If not, that's what they'll be giving out tonight. And if you don't have the right color badge, you're not getting into a particular neighborhood. So if say you're in Deer Creek Mesa, hypothetically, and you've got your white badge now, and you want to go see a neighbor that is over in another zone, that's not going to happen. They're not going to clear you in. You're going to go into your home, your neighborhood, and that's where we need people to stay for the extended period of time until we can open this thing all up.
Yep.
That's all right. Go ahead.
So when I went up into the pre-evac areas and talked to people in those neighborhoods, they got very excited about the bulldozers digging those trenches and those lines. Is there more bulldozing and lines and trenches being dug now to perhaps create those fire lines?
Most of them have been where they need to be. And we're still at 20% containment, so there's still going to be work done that way. And what you'll see probably on that west side, where we're talking about no man's land, where you can't get boots in there, we still have work to do on that side, and that's in process. So yeah, I would say we're still putting the dozer and the line firefighters are still digging.
And when people return to their homes, are they going to have all the utilities, water, electricity, and those things?
They never lost power in any of the neighborhoods. So no power is lost. No one's going home to refrigerators that are disgusting. Water's still been on. There were 5 homes that lost gas for a period of time, but that was restored relatively quickly. But no, all the lights and power are on.
You know, earlier you all were having issues with cyclists, people bicycling, drones. Have you all seen that issue persistently, or has it kind of taken down?
I haven't heard of any areas that it was causing us a problem today. We just really need everyone's cooperation. Like I say, we're moving from evac to pre-evac, but this work is going to continue. And these fire engines are going to continue, and these road closures are going to continue unless you have your badge, right? And you're in an area that can be let back in. We're hopeful for those other 3 neighborhoods, and we're going to continue to work it. And I haven't gotten any indication of where we are with them time-wise, but I'm very, very optimistic about where we are.
And Mark, have there been any other, or have there been any reports of reverse 911 calls not working properly? Have you guys been notified of that division?
I was told by one citizen. We do these press conferences twice a day, also do face-to-face community meetings at the evacuation center at Dakota Ridge High School twice a day. And I had the first one last night tell me that he didn't get his. So we've communicated with him about next steps to check to make sure he's signed up and all those things. Folks, it is, if you are not signed up for reverse 911, I don't care where you live, but particularly regarding this fire, you need to. It's critical for your safety.
And I know I asked a lot of questions, but
No, go.
You talk about the mountain lion. Did the firefighters see the mountain lion?
Yeah, they've seen a mountain lion, so it's just observing, is curious. So
One or 2, big or little?
I don't know.
Did they get any pictures or video?
No, if they did, I'd be sharing it. We'd certainly be sharing it on social media, that's for sure. Yeah, so we did have a cat that was found by one of the firefighters yesterday, and it had been covered in fire retardant. Just think about this now. You have a cat that's been out there for 4 or 5 days, was close enough to the fire to be hit by retardant. Can't imagine how scared and trying to find its way. But that cat, to me, is the symbol of what we've been through here. That is survival and tenacity and hanging in there and fighting. It's good stuff.
Where is that cat now?
His cat now is back with its owners, I'm proud to say.
Show me a picture of that cat?
Yeah, we put it on our social media. And it's a cute picture. It's one was first found and it was covered with the retardant and stuff. It just break your heart. But that cat is back with its owners.
Do you know its name?
I don't. If it doesn't know a name, I hope they go with Slurry. So.
Going back to the mountain lion, how do they handle something?
Well,
Like fire, and now you got this
right.
predatory.
I'm sure they're being very cognizant about their surroundings, right? And they have to be. You know, we've got the rattlesnakes, we've got bears that have been curious, and there's been no charging of animals, anything like that. It's just these animals. This is where they live, right? And something big's going on, so they're checking everything out.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, guys. I want to thank you all for coming out here twice a day. I know it's very hot, but I think it's incredibly important to keep our community as informed as we can. Please follow the Jeffco Sheriff's Office hashtag Quarry Fire on social media, and we're pushing everything out there too. So more to come. We'll be back here tomorrow morning at 8:30 for you guys. Thank you. 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.